Simon.
Oh, and Simon. Looks like Noah. Simon. Yes, Simon. Simon, who I've been meeting with week after week.
I know you actually know. We got some older brother Noahs that aren't on the screen in more than one box. And hello, Stan, also.
She said,
I just said hi. That's all I said, Stan.
oh, is that all you said? Well, then I'll say hi in return. Good to see you, Rabbi.
You too. And
Hello,
hello,
Cantor.
Burns Escobar family. And hi, Sabers. And I'm going to have trouble keeping up now. Hi, Gloria.
Hi, Todd.
And second Rickheimer box.
And Lena.
It's good to see everybody. Hope you had a restful Shabbat or a good, fulfilling Shabbat, at least. Even if it wasn't restful. We played in the snow.
Do we need candles?
What?
Do we need candles?
If you have a Havdalah set, absolutely have it ready. It does, yeah. Absolutely. Mine's here. Try to make it straight up and down. Cantor, should we... Oh.
Sure.
Or do you want to give it a couple minutes?
No, we can start. So
Can
we'll say goodbye to Shabbat. Instead of saying Shabbat Shalom,
okay.
we'll say Shalom Shabbat. Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat, Umevorach, Shalom Shabbat. Umevorach, Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat, Shalom Shabbat.
So it's wonderful to welcome everybody for Havdalah. So if you have a Havdalah set, make sure it is ready to go. And if you don't, that's okay. We have, I suspect, among those on the screen, a few. And so we will begin as God began with creation by creating light. I'm going to light mine and then turn off my other light so that I can see what I'm lighting.
Ya 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 la 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 la, ya 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 la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen ya 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 la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya 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 la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la Baruch אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא מיני ושמים בורא מיני ושמים יאללה יאללה לה 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 יאללה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 יאללה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה יאללה לה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא מאורי האש בורא מאורי האש יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה לה יא לה לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה לה יא לה לה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המבדיל בין קודש לחול המבדיל בין קודש לחול יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה לה יא לה לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה לה יא לה לה Yalla yalla la 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 yalla yalla la 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 yalla la la yalla la yalla la yalla la yalla yalla la 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 yalla yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la yalla la Eliyahu hanavi Eliyahu hatishbi Eliyahu 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 hagiladi bimhera veyamenu yavo elenu im Mashiach ben David im Mashiach ben David Eliyahu hanavi Eliyahu hatishbi Eliyahu 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 hagiladi המבדיל בין קודש לחול חטאותינו הוא ימחול זרענו וכספנו ירבה כחול והכוכבים
was a good one.
A long one. Shabbat does not want to end.
We needed this Shabbat. Might as well stick around.
Shavua Tov, 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 Shavua Tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov.
Shavua
After an
Tov.
extended Shabbat.
Right? Sorry about that.
That's nice.
Apparently I poured a lot of brandy onto that plate.
That's okay.
So, before we move on, I wanted to share a story. You set your plate... Wait, I can't read the whole thing. Does that say you set your plate on fire? Sorry, Sabers. So I wanted to share a story. And it starts, as so many great stories start, once upon a time. Once upon a time, there was a king. And this king had so many beautiful things. And his very favorite thing was a big, perfect diamond in a ring. And he would look at this diamond ring and he would say, I know that the world is great because this perfect thing is in it. This big, perfect diamond in my ring shows me that the world is a good place. And he loved this diamond ring, and every now and then he would take it out of his jewelry box and unwrap it and look at it from all the angles and lift it up so that the sun or the light could catch it just so, and he could see all of the sparkles, and it was so beautiful and it was so perfect. And he loved it. Well, one day he took this ring out to look at it and admire it, and it fell on the floor. The stone floor below him, it fell down. And he went to pick it up. And he immediately got to looking at it to make sure it was still fine. And it wasn't. There was, on his big, perfect diamond, there was a scratch. And he was so distraught, he said, Oi, the world! This diamond has been my symbol for the world. I knew that the world was a great place because this perfect, beautiful thing was in it. And I can't say that anymore. There's nothing perfect left in this world. What am I going to do? And he reached out to his advisors and he said, help! He said, you need to find me a jeweler who can fix my diamond. Make it back to being perfect and beautiful the way it was, so that I can once again rest assured knowing the world is a good place. Well, the advisors looked at each other like, this is kind of an impossible task, but the king asked them to do it, so they were going to try. They went to every jeweler in the kingdom, and they showed the diamond, and they said, and every jeweler admired the diamond and said, that's incredible. And then they looked closer and went, oh, we can't fix that. That's not fixable. I'm so sorry. If I could fix this for the king, I would. But that's not something that can be fixed. Every single jeweler said the same thing. Well, finally, the advisors weren't sure what else to do. They didn't want to go back to the king without an answer. And the last jeweler's storefront, they almost didn't even go into because it didn't look fancy enough to really deal with a big, beautiful diamond. It wasn't a jeweler they knew. But the jeweler happened to see these advisors lingering outside the door, and she went out and opened the door and welcomed them in and said, "How can I help you? What can I do?" And they said, "Well, you probably can't, but here's what we have. Here is this diamond, and here's what's going on, and the king wants it to be fixed so it's perfect and beautiful just like it was before." And she said, "Okay, I can fix it. I can make it perfect and beautiful." And they went, "Really?" Because everybody else said they couldn't. And she said, "Nobody can watch me work, but I will absolutely make it beautiful. Even more beautiful than it was before." And they said, "Well, we got nothing else, so let's give this a try." And she packed up all of her tools, and they brought her to the castle, gave her space to work, introduced her to the king. The king thanked her and said, I'm really glad you're going to fix this for me. This diamond really means a lot to me. It shows me that the world is a beautiful place because there's a thing of perfection and such beauty in it." And she got right to work. And she worked for days. And no one knew exactly what was going on in there because no one else was allowed in. But at the end of the time, she came out, and very nervously, she held out the diamond to the king. And the king looked down, looking for the scratch that had been there when he handed it to her, hoping he wasn't going to find it. And instead, what he saw was that scratch had become the stem of a beautiful rose that she etched in the diamond, making it, just as she promised, even more beautiful than it had been before. Because sometimes things break, things get damaged, things change, and they're not perfectly unblemished like they were before. Sometimes we have to change to go along with it, to change what we see as beauty, what we understand as perfection. Sometimes it can't go back, but it always, always can go forward and be made into something even more beautiful. Shavua Tov. And I believe at this point, Susan, nod, yes, okay. So I believe at this point, we are going to wish a Shavua Tov, a wonderful week, to all of those who are watching on assorted other platforms. And we are going to wish Shavua Tov, a wonderful week, to those of you who are not 7th graders or their immediate family in their houses, because we have a 7th grade program tonight to talk about some things for 7th graders and their families. And so it is wonderful to see all of you who joined us this evening, and we will happily see you again soon. And we are going to, in a moment, start